So recently, my YouTube channel analytics have changed, and I'm receiving an increased amount of traffic to my channel and my videos as a result of search. And I think this is because people are searching for Kevin247 and also searching for Kevin247 changes in YouTube channel analytics and algorithm, as well as changes to YouTube channel analytics audience. And I actually had somebody ask me this morning, what does it mean when it resets? And I'll tell you guys about this in a little bit later on. But more importantly, I think that what I'm seeing with these increased search volumes and the comments, the emails, the direct messages, the members on Patreon, everything, even people on the street, is they're trying to find an answer, right? They're trying to find a solution, basically. So YouTube pretty much works in like a few different ways. One of them is like just to pass the time, and you'll see something on the homepage or browse recommended, and or somebody shares a link with you and you watch it and you just pass the time. But then others are usually using YouTube as a search engine to find answers. How do I fix my leaky faucet? How do I swap a toilet? How do I change a tire? How do I tie a tie? And they're just using it as this tool to provide answers to questions that they commonly have. Well, as time goes on, the questions change. Let's just look at it as the questions are seasonal. So we can look at it from how do I bake a turkey? Obviously, coming into Thanksgiving and Christmas. How do I prepare for winter? How do I get my garden ready for the spring? How do I, all sorts of things. How do I, travel? Because somebody actually left a comment on another channel, on another video, and they said, hey, you guys, Kevin, SquirrelTribe, have inspired us. We are going to spend a month traveling across the country. So how do I get ready for that? And people will use YouTube as a way to provide answers to the questions that they have. And it's become an amazing and powerful tool in search. And I think that's why I'm starting to see this increase. But also it's because I'm providing the videos and the content, sharing with you my own personal experiences and essentially answers that could potentially solve the problems that you may have. And this could stretch far beyond just YouTube, because essentially what it boils down to is folks are trying to figure out how are they going to ultimately navigate these recessionary times, because everywhere you look, everywhere you turn, every headline you read, every video that pops up is a warning, an alert, recession, market crash, housing market crash, bank collapse, this, that, and the other. Everything is financially going downhill, basically, for 99% of the people out there. So essentially they're searching. I don't think they're searching for more of that. They're searching to find an answer, a solution, a strategy, a plan, a way out, hope, for instance. And specifically when it comes to YouTube, because a lot of folks will say that YouTube has changed their algorithm, and the changes in the YouTube algorithm have had huge negative impacts on their channel's reach, views, impressions, click-through rates, subscriber count growth, decline, slow down, maybe just flatline and dead altogether, and how it affects their revenue. Even if their revenue is not tied directly to YouTube, but they use YouTube as a way to generate leads and get affiliate links and commissions and third-party app and website signups, the whole nine. So now folks are out here searching to try to find answers, and even answers to far more difficult and tougher questions, similar to what I shared with you guys about Kingdom Reacts and how his channel was demonetized right as he was about to receive his $60,000 paycheck from all the videos that he made and the millions of views that he received and all the ad revenue that YouTube earned from his videos. And he made he did a live stream video, which is still up on his channel. He hasn't posted since then. And he explained how he was demonetized across that channel and another channel. And I think he pretty much just threw in the towel and decided he needed to go find another job because he wasn't going to get paid at all. Not to mention, I don't know how much he invested in personally himself, financially, to change and grow and build his channel to the point at which he could have that $60,000 payday. Because there are expenses, there are costs associated with this. So if, for instance, maybe he poured in $10,000, $15,000 as an investment, maybe even on a credit card or a personal loan, and you're going to get a $60,000 paycheck. Okay, well, now you net 50, now you net 45K, but you still got to pay back the money you borrowed. But if you borrowed that to build that, to do that, and then realize that, oh, I'm not going to get paid, well, you still owe that money. And this is going to be a huge problem for so many out there who have tons of expense associated with their channels. But in essence, what I think they're trying to find is income. They're trying to find a steady paycheck. They're trying to find a solution to the problem that theoretically is tied to YouTube and the algorithm and the audience no longer being showed your content, and advertisers not paying as much per view, and everything that comes with the challenges of running a YouTube channel, especially if it's your primary source of income. So why are they searching for me? I don't know. I can't tell you exactly, but I am creating content with specific real life examples, my own stress, my own problems, my own anxiety, my own gripes, my own challenges that I'm facing with my channels, but also the things that I'm doing to try to resolve and improve and become even better than before. So that is, as I told you guys I would share with you, why I talk about YouTube channel audience change. And essentially, when you start a YouTube channel from scratch, you have no data whatsoever. So unless you have a really, really strong keyword or just really kind of get lucky, odds are your first YouTube video that you upload, no one's going to see it because YouTube's not going to show it to anyone. And the reason why is because they don't know who to show it to. You have no history. If you have a video that is a answer to a question that is being asked a lot, you may look up in search and automatically start getting views through search. But that's usually how it goes. You have to continuously create content, continuously explain to the algorithm who you are, what your channel's about, what your overall channel theme is. Begin to get views, start to get audience engagement. Were they satisfied? Did they like it? Did they watch more? Did they subscribe? Did they comment? Did they share? All these things, right? And then if you stay consistent, you will begin to develop an audience. And an audience is essentially in YouTube Studio Analytics in the back end. There's a screen in Studio, and in the audience tab, it says channels, other channels your audience watches, and other videos your audience has watched recently. That's going to be blank, okay? And until you start to populate that, YouTube has really no clue who you are. And that doesn't help you in reach, because the greatest reach you're going to get from YouTube is homepage reach, recommendations, suggested, up next, browse. And outside of that, the greatest reach you're going to get is organic reach from your audience actually sharing your content off the platform. And then from there, Google picking you up. And then if you can get all three of those to work together, that's when you get a 10 million view plus video. So essentially, what I'm doing is my channel has an audience. It has 15 channels beside, not including my own, other channels that my audience watches, 15 channels. And it also has 15 of the most recent videos and 15 of the most recent shorts and 15 of the most recent live streams that they've watched. And these all fall into a category, a niche, an audience group that defines who watches my content, or at least who would potentially get served my content. With that being said, my content has changed from what it was to what it is and what it will be. And therefore, my old audience is not going to be interested in it at all, like, period. Granted, I do still get like a few hundred to maybe 1,000 views a video. But in comparison to having 78 plus thousand subscribers on the channel, a majority of them are not super interested in this new direction, or at least YouTube doesn't think that they are based on my current channel audience data. So what do? You could leave it alone, walk away, start a whole new channel, and build a new audience, which I have done. I have started new channels and I'm creating and building new audiences. You could try to convert and revise, revamp, rebrand, change your audience, which I am trying to do also. So essentially, I am diversifying my efforts so that in the end, I should end up with two channels, one with 78,000 subscribers that has an audience interested in the topics and discussions and conversations that I want to have, and the area of expertise that I am most qualified to discuss and teach and train and coach. And then also a new channel with a similar audience. And then I have other channels with different audience target goals, continuously growing, that will all work together in this new brand that my wife and I have created to create this full, well-rounded community, right? That can literally satisfy and serve millions in a good way, in a positive way, in an uplifting, inspirational, motivational, helpful, hopeful, encouraging way, okay? And that's the goal. How do I get there? It takes time. The new channel is going to take time from me creating content specifically designed and tailored to reach these audiences that I'm aiming for, the people that I want to watch my videos, and time for this channel to be reintroduced to the YouTube algorithm and say, let's change the top 15 channels your audience watches to this. Let's change the top 15 most recent videos or shorts or live streams your audience has watched to this. And once that changes over to my new, channel niche that I'm aiming for, then my videos should be served to more people interested in subscribe to my channel and not of the type of content that I'm sharing, which is ultimately going to be helpful and motivational, real world, real life experiences as it relates to business, making money, YouTube, content creation, social media, building a brand, working online, working remote, side hustles, passive income, investing, savings, everything. And right now, the goal, I think, for most is to try to figure out how to get their YouTube channels to at least provide some form of income and a steady paycheck. Because there's so many folks out there who are telling me they're seeing a decline overall, which ultimately means getting paid less money. And most of them don't have the substantial resources required to continue on in this rough patch. I mean, technically we're in a recession, if not heading towards one, depending on who you ask. But that recession can affect social media. It can affect YouTube as well. Not to mention the increased competition on other platforms like TikTok and Instagram and Twitter or Rumble or whatever it may be. In addition to the increased competition of AI and bots on YouTube. So we got that to contend with as well. But at the end of the day, I think the baseline objective, number one, first and foremost, is produce income, generate a steady paycheck. So how do you do that without trying to change your channel audience unless you want to? I want to, but I can see that there's so many other channels that have been shared with me that they don't want to change their audience. They just want to figure out how to better connect with them and show that they are connecting better with their audience to the YouTube algorithm, so that the YouTube algorithm will then promote their videos, push them more, get them more views, more subs, more impressions, more revenue, more ads, more conversions, everything that comes with it. And do it in a way that doesn't puts you in a situation like Kingdom Reacts or Fresh and Fit or however many other content creators out there who have been demonetized here recently by maybe doing it the wrong way and then getting their hand slapped and YouTube saying we're not paying you anything at all. I think that's what's most important. And I can look at and I can analyze videos and I can come up with a list of suggested tests that can be run that would then provide feedback and data, the analytics, which is the most important thing about creating a YouTube channel, is monitoring and understanding your analytics data to then help you go down the path that is ultimately going to put you in front of the right people to get you the income that you need and the steady paycheck that you want. But you gotta be open to it. You gotta be willing. You have to have a clear mind and clear head, and that is kind of hard to do right now with so much going on and so much being talked about and so much information being spread and so much, so many reminders of just how bad things are and how hard it is for people and how so many people are struggling and how stressful of a situation this is. We can all relate. We really can. But if all we see is that red, it's going to be really, really hard to then take that information, analyze it, dissect it, and then formulate a strategy to move forward from there that can ultimately produce a successful path out. Okay? So that's pretty much what it's about. I'm actually working on that for myself with some other folks in my network, other channels, other creators that I help manage their channels. We're seeing really good success. And at the end of the day, the return may not necessarily come directly from YouTube ad revenue, but the return will come in overall revenue, income, profit, producing income, producing that steady paycheck, which can then put you on a much more comfortable path to get back onto your growth and scaling strategy. That's going to be the game changer. And also diversifying your brand so you're not being bound and at the whim of YouTube and their algorithm and Google and Alphabet to decide if you eat, decide if you get paid, decide if you can make rent, decide if you can pay your mortgage, decide if you can pay your car note, decide if you can pay your staff, if you have people working for you to create your content, decide everything for you because they decided to shut you off. But here's the thing. I don't think that's what they did. I just think that the inputs, even though YouTube has actually said this themselves, if you watch Creator Insider, you'll know what I'm talking about. The inputs that they are sending, the signals that they're sending to the algorithm, that's what's changed, which ultimately changes how the audience reacts because the audience is the algorithm. And once you can understand that, pinpoint that, identify that, and then make the changes to your content and to your delivery, into your packaging, into your script, into your transcript, into everything you do to then re-engage and reignite that fire with the audience in the algorithm. Once you do that, then you'll be back on track for success. And honestly, if you have what it takes to kind of weather that storm, whether it be for a few days or a few weeks or a few months, when you get back on track, the return should be equal to, if not greater than, whatever lull or low period that you experienced where the numbers took a decline. Just my experience, just my thoughts, just a little bit of insight on what I'm doing. And if you guys are interested in having these conversations, I can literally do this all day, every day. That's pretty much all I do. Sort of, not really, but that is where my passion is. That is where my desire lies. And that is where I tend to devote a lot of my focus to, is analyzing the algorithm and content and creators and videos that are doing well, performing well, or not so much. And then using all this data and compiling it into formulating a strategy, which ultimately comes down to an organic and psychological strategy, because we do have to look at the algorithm as people, as real people watching videos and engaging in videos, the real audience. That makes sense. So just wanted to share that with you. I know you guys are looking for answers. I know you guys are looking for income. I know you guys are looking for paychecks. I know you guys are looking for hope. I know that the stress level is high. I know that anxiety is high. I know that it seems like, oh my God, what am I going to do? But there are answers. There are solutions out there. And we're working towards them each and every day. I just wanted to share that with you. I appreciate you guys watching. I will see you guys again real soon. Until then, take care. Be safe.